Hello, everyone. Very warm welcome to each and everyone here for attending today's session. So I'll be taking today's last session of Chandra sir also. Sir's throat is still down. So let's start. I'll just share my screen. Yes. So yesterday we have understood about this particular emotional equation, that is suffering is equal to pain into resistance. So we'll move further today from the last session. So before we enter in, we explore further today one more equations and more about human behavior, trauma, the emotional response associated to it, and more about emotions. Let's understand a little bit of this on this belief cycle. I wanted to talk about this belief cycle to understand what is this belief system and what do you mean by when people say that you create your own reality, because we have used this sentence a lot, and I want to give a little bit of more in-depth aspect towards this particular cycle that keeps on revolving in our day-to-day life every second and every minute. So as you can see here, thoughts are everything. Like thoughts are the electromagnetic energy. They are the creation tool. So it is said that human body can generate about 100 million volts of energy, because we are the neurons, electrons, all the cells in your human body is constantly interacting with each other with electric signals. So your body is like running, moving, walking, talking electric transformer, you can say. So because they're always randomly communicating with each other with this more voltages of energy that is being transferred from each cell to the other cell. So thoughts are like this electromagnetic energy. You should see thought as a creative tool. It is a creation tool. So you create what you think, you create what you believe, and you form your reality by your thoughts and beliefs. So therefore, these beliefs create whatever the reality that is happening in your life. Beliefs become your real experience. So if the belief system which is inside you is strong and powerful, then you become what you believe. That's the whole essence of how you create your own reality. So let's see about a little bit of this belief system, because you need to understand that the belief system that is formed in you, it is formed by your thoughts alone. Thoughts are the reason, are the beginning for all the belief forms, because all the beliefs are formed by thoughts. And when belief is formed, what happens is that you automatically generate thoughts from your belief system. So this is like a two-way communication. Thoughts first form your belief system. Over a repeated period of time, if you linger upon your thoughts, some 25, 30 years of age, then that becomes into a belief system, and you try to operate and perceive all the external information through this belief system, and that belief system will generate the thoughts from there. And this belief system, you act as a sieve. You see it as like a like a scope, like a transparent membrane from everything which you perceive the external environment. You take what is happening around you through this belief system, and that's how you create a thought. And when you create a thought, that particular thought will motivate you to take a choice in your life. A choice that you take in your life is coming from a thought. And that choice that you take in your life will create a respective action or a behavior. Out of that choice, you create an action or a behavior. You take up an action or you behave in some way. And that particular action and a behavior will create an experience in your life. A whole event or experience will happen because of that. And every event and every experience, you associate that event and experience with an emotion. We are emotional bodies. We have got so many emotional aspects that keep on generating every time. Every hormone that is released in your body is responsible to create an emotion. So every action and behavior that you take in your life, that will create an experience, and that experience will create an emotion. And that emotion, as I said earlier in the class, if thought is the language of your mind, then emotion is the language of your body. Over a period of time, that emotion will help you to regulate the same thought, because the mind and body are always talking to each other. They're always in synchronicity. The mind will read what the body is doing and will produce the associative thought. That's how they are, the mind-body connection. So every emotion that is generated in you will motivate the mind to take up the particular thought. If you are generating a happy emotion, then you will take up a happy thought. So that's how when you believe you are happy, you are in the aspect of happiness, then you become happiness and you will experience happiness. When you believe you are misery, everything in my life is misery, then you become misery and you'll experience misery. So basically you generate and experience from your belief system. This belief system becomes your reality. And that's how you experience things in your life. So this vicious cycle keeps on going on until and unless you start taking cognizance of what thoughts are coming in your mind and what type of emotion that you are experiencing every time. Then when that awareness and that things come into play, then only you will get tuned to what to do with your thoughts. Now, first of all, we always should be aware of our thoughts. You need to check, are you aware of what you're thinking all the time? Because you need to understand that you're generating the thoughts all the time. Every second of your life, every minute of your life, you're manifesting something or the other, no matter whether you're aware of it or not. So once you are aware of it, you will have to you will know what steps are needed to change it. Otherwise, nothing changes. All the things already are existing the same way, they'll exist the same way. So the rest are depending upon whether you are aware of it or not. When you are more aware of it, you will find more ways of discovering what thoughts are coming. The more awareness that you are bringing in, the more conscious are you of external and internal environment. You live more consciously when you are aware of your thoughts. That's the single line. So awareness of thoughts is the first step to change the thoughts, because everything starts from a thought. When a thought is repeated over a period of time, the emotion that is the language of the physical body becomes your subconscious mind. Now it starts operating the mind. It will create the mind produce, it will make the mind produce the respective thought. So this subconscious mind of yours is nothing but your body. So if you live more consciously, then you will be definitely aware of your thoughts, and awareness of the thoughts is the first step to the change, as I've told you. Now, after taking the first step, the second step is to start observing the thoughts all the time. You need to observe what kind of thoughts are you having. Are they positive thoughts, negative thoughts, miraculous thoughts, disastrous thoughts? What kind of thoughts are coming? At what kind of situations are these thoughts coming? Why are you having these thoughts? All this depends upon your observation level. Now, the type of observation can be done very deep. You can contemplate on that, or you can just make a superficial observation and say that, okay, and just move on. So if you observe deeply, contemplate on these things, then you will know what type of thoughts are coming. So what others are saying about your thought process, or what others are contemplating on, that has nothing to do with it. What others experience is not your experience. What you observe is your experience. You have to obtain these observation by regularly watching your thoughts. These observations give you an aspect of realization. It will help you to find the truth, not what other people have said, but for yourself, that is coming from your inner. So always trust your experience. So when you start observing, you will find and you'll experience these thoughts. So besides, when you experience, the experiences are also different. Depends upon the level of observation that you do. So the observation brings clarity of your experience. So when you're always observing the thoughts, it's very, very important. I'm stressing on these words because because like in my initial days, I used to put alarm for 1 hour, every 1 hour. Right now also I'm doing it, and used to observe what kind of thoughts are coming in that 1 hour. And for positive thoughts, I used to put 0, and for negative thoughts, I used to give number. So that's how I know how many amounts of negative thoughts are coming in a particular 1 hour of time. And I was awestruck and I was shocked by the number of thoughts I was having, because I know every thought that is coming consciously or unconsciously, I'm manifesting my reality because of that. That's how the circumstances are around me. That's how the things were happening to me like that. So that observation brought me a realization into my life that, okay, these are the thoughts I'm having. So I need to change it. So this is something which I wanted to ponder upon. This cycle is something which everyone needs to observe, which everyone needs to keep in their, yeah. Sorry, can you hear me? Yeah. So this is an important cycle that I want everyone to ponder upon, because every event and every experience in your life will bring an emotion. That emotion will produce a respective thought to it. So now let's go to our next aspect for today. So we need to see, after talking about this personality, belief system, thoughts, and everything, we'll ponder at a high level at what is this human nature, behavior, and the way we respond to trauma, and how we make a disease of it. Now, fundamentally, the stitch between all these four elements happens to be the driving human need for making a logical meaning out of every single event in our life. We try to bring in a meaning for every single experience and event into our life. We want a meaning to it, otherwise it doesn't make sense for us. So making a meaning is a basic need of human beings' nature. So mind, the human mind, is a sense-making machine. So we constantly keep on striving to make a sense of our place in this world, or the things that are happening to us. We want to have a meaning, assign meaning to it. So now consider, for example, like you have a physical trauma or a wound. So if you address the wound or a trauma in a proper time, especially the trauma or physical wound to your physical body, if you address that trauma or that wound in a timely manner by cleaning it, by dressing it, taking care of it, and trying to avoid any external environment for a couple of days, then what happens is that the wound will heal on itself, and over a period of time, even the scar tissue that is formed will also go away. So now we need to understand that here, our health in a whole has less to do with our actual physical wounds and more to do with our approach to heal them, especially when it comes to emotions. So what mattered most for people who go through a trauma or through an emotional baggage was that what they did during after that particular process or after that particular event in their life. So after that event has resulted, particular trauma or a stressful event has resulted, did they handle it in a right way? Did they got a proper understanding for themselves is something to be pondered upon. Did they process that whole event or not determines a significant change, and that will give a positive result. So it is said that people who had a sense of meaning for something that has happened, who have accepted what has happened with them, has shown a significant positive results. And sometimes when these, when what seems to be a very big tragedy turns out to become the greatest good in our life. It's just having a perspective and taking a choice in our life that makes a difference. And there is this Ethiopian proverb that says that he who conceals his disease cannot expect to be cured. So unattended emotional wounds can turn into chronic diseases. To an extent, we should know that most of the diseases are psychosomatic, involving both mind and body. There is a mental aspect to every physical disease, and a disease can be healed if we are willing to change the way we think, we believe, and we act. So it is very important to pay attention to your emotions and to practice figuring out what you are actually feeling. This will help you to solve the problems, to feel better faster. So when you are feeling low or bad in your life, this particular aspect of recognizing the emotions and feeling in a proper way will help you to move forward. It also helps you to ask yourself what you have learned from the times when you have felt sad or scared or angry or jealousy, etc. How did you handle the similar situations in your life again will help you to process your life in the next events that come upon you in your day-to-day life. So pondering upon day-to-day emotions is very, very important. Now we need to understand that every scenario in our life, we have emotional equations that play an important role. We have taken upon a couple of them, which is those that identify our characteristics, those which we encounter when dealing with difficult times, equations that help us to find contentment, equations where in our work life and work scenarios that we can use to get out of those situations. So we'll talk about one of those equations here, that is disappointment is equal to expectations minus reality. So if I disregard the reality, my expectations will be the cause of the disappointment. If I take cognizance of reality and I don't want to see disappointment in any way, then I need to accept the situation. Since I don't have any situations, my reality will define me and not my expectations. So the idea here is to tone down the expectations, keep it under control, and be very clear of them. Now, so what is this feeling of disappointed means? It means that you did not get what you wanted. That's as simple as it. From the moment we wake up in the morning, we are walking and talking expectation machines. Whether we are expecting something as mundane as a good weather or something essential such as a promotion at work, expectation is always at play. Expectation is something like you're assuming something, you have an assumption of something, a knowing, a belief about the future, something you can anticipate upon, a preconceived feeling that you have earned or deserved something. But reality is what you make of it is very critical in this equation. That reality is something which is very, very critical in this equation. I'll give you an example. Because when PV Sindhu, the great badminton star, after she won her bronze medal in Olympics, she gave a media interview in which she said that, she credited her win to her coach, the Korean coach who coached her. She mentioned that I give credit to my coach because he motivated her after the disappointment of her semi-final defeat. So she said that she was really sad and upset after her defeat, but Mr. Park, her Korean coach, told her that, we still have another chance. So he later said this phrase to her. He said that there is a lot of difference between a bronze medal and getting a 4th place. So after listening to that statement, she said that, she came back to her present senses. She got a reality check. And the next morning, she got up, made her mind, and was again ready to give her best. So she went on to win the bronze medal in the Olympics. So expectations definitely will influence our mind, our state of mind, because that will result in the disappointments. So here is an interesting example of life of Mr. Abraham Lincoln. He is the 16th president of United States of America and was regarded as one of the best presidents of America. So he initially, at the age of 7 years, when he was 7 years, he was thrown out of his palatine home, and he has to work. He had to support his parents. Later, when he was 9 years old, his mother died. And he went through a lot of physical and mental trauma when he was very young. And he has suffered malaria twice in his life, and syphilis and smallpox, which are deadly diseases even still at this point of time. And at the age of 21, he started some business and he failed in business. At the age of 23, he ran for a state legislature, which is equivalent to a ministerial post, and he lost it. He lost his job, and he also was not admitted into a law school, which he tried to for a very long time. And the same year, he decided upon to bring up a business. He borrowed money and he went to bankrupt. And at the age of 26, he got engaged, and his fiance died. And simultaneously, after a few months, his sister also died due to some complications during the childbirth. So now this person, Lincoln, till the point of time, all Lincoln has encountered was failure, disappointment, insult, injury, hospitalization, shame, loss of loved ones, and so on and so forth. And later, at a period of time, he hit an emotional low. He took bed for 6 months, but again, he got up. He at the age of 28, he again got defeated. At the age of 33, he again got defeated for some ministerial posts. And finally, at the age of 51, he went on to become, after so many defeats, still continuously pursuing what he wanted. Finally, he got elected and he became the 16th president of the United States. So this person has sustained such a big list of disappointments in his life, still managed to get elected as a president of the United States. I'm sure there are certain lessons that are the takeaways. So let us dwell upon some of them. Now, when Lincoln was asked how did he feel about his challenges, then he said that he never got humiliated, irritated, furious, or fed up, or whatever emotion that you call upon with the things in his life. He always had a realistic view towards the life. He said that I always had a realistic view towards my life. He always kept his expectations in tune, and hence he was always ready to accept whatever life was in store for him. So Lincoln used all his disappointment in his life as a lesson in performing the work with intense concentration and focus, and with a lot of discipline. And that was his USP. And he used his disappointment or his failure to motivate himself every time when he used to go to when he used to do some great work. He used that as a motivation every time. So in totality, his adaptation and resilience show just how much disappointment can empower you and transform you in your life. So he viewed such repeated defeats in his life as a mean to expand his consciousness and as a possibility to move beyond the limitations of who he is and how he looked at himself. So this equation, disappointment is equal to expectations minus reality. Based on these equations, you have two options. You can either reduce your potential of disappointment, or either you can reduce your expectations, or you can influence the reality that you are in, or at least you get that sense of that reality. And one needs to be honest, and they need to admit the reality and have that reality check every time you set an expectation. False lying to yourself or to others will bring a lot of disappointment for sure, because it will confirm everything is disappointment, when actually the one not willing to admit is the starting point, and also your capabilities are the reason for that. So after every disappointment, ask yourself, why did this happen? Ask a question like, could you have bettered the result? Ask a question like, were your expectations too high? Ask a question like, did you have a reality check properly? So, and finally, after asking all these questions, don't judge yourself too harsh. Just learn from it and make sure next time when you wish for something, that you won't repeat the similar mistakes that you have done previously. So the gist here is that we will have a better life if we learn to handle better the disappointment in our lives. So when faced with disappointment, you get two options, that is lowering your expectations and increasing your reality. So you always have a reality check and see how high your expectations are. Does this make a sense to the reality that you are in? And always check this equation properly, then you can keep a checkpoint for the disappointments in your life. Okay, so we'll stop here with this equation today to ponder upon. We'll start the meditation and take up the questions again later. Thank you. Yes, Neha ma'am, we can start the meditation. Masters, will answer your questions after the meditation. Yeah.
Thank you, Ravli ma'am. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us today. Last 3 days, the meditation that we went through, connecting with our inner child, has revealed a certain set of emotions which we have somehow deep rooted into our subconscious or our unconscious. Now that we have identified those incidents, those emotions, today we keep it very simple. We learn from those incidents, we learn from those moments, and then we let go. So let us prepare ourselves, masters. There will be a soft music playing in the background, which will act as an anchor for you to be bringing your awareness, your attention back to your breathing. Do not get carried away by the music. Just use the music as an anchor. Any of our masters who are joining us for the very first time for meditation, please follow the instructions that are coming along and you'll be able to get into the meditative state. My dear friends and masters, Now that we have acknowledged our inner child's presence, now that we have heard our inner child, our younger self, it may not have been an easy process, but it was a part of the healing process. It was a chance that we gave to ourselves to face what that is that we are holding on to. Identification is a major part where we get into a journey without fear in order to resolve them. Today, let's bring a shift in our perspective. Based on our learnings, based on our identification, let's bring a shift. Let's forget and forgive. Let us learn to let go and have a deep sense of gratitude. You are not what had happened to you. You are much, much more than that. Find a comfortable place to sit and relax. Remove your spectacles. If you need to support your body in any way with a pillow or a cushion so as to receive maximum relaxation, please go ahead. Cross your legs. Keep your back straight. Clasp your palms, fingers into fingers, and gently close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Allow yourself to get comfortable. Allow peace to come into your body and into your mind. Keep repeating the process of taking deep breaths unless and until you find peace filling you up completely. Inhaling relaxation and exhaling all the stress, all the tiredness, all the worries. As you relax more and more, bring your awareness onto your natural breathing process. As you breathe in, remember, everything is okay. Remember, Masters, life lessons come in all shapes and sizes. There is no need to worry, as the universe loves you. Let go of all the worries that you are holding on to. Breathe in, breathe out. You are in a place of pure love and peace.
Be with your breath, my masters. The music will turn on itself. Please continue your meditation.
my dear friends and masters. Acceptance is the ability to look back on your life and who you are now. Accept yourself as you are right now. Allow yourself to love yourself and let the healing happen. Breathe in, breathe out. Let go of all that you are holding on to. My dear friends and masters, it is now time to express our gratitude. Gratitude towards the learning that we are having. Gratitude towards our inner child. Gratitude towards our ability to let go. Gratitude towards our ability to bring about a change in our perspective. Take a deep breath. Extend your gratitude to this present moment. Gratitude towards this silence. Gratitude towards the calmness. Gratitude towards this peace and love that you are filled with. Gratitude towards the tears, the joy, and everything in between. Take a deep breath in and allow yourself to bring your awareness back to your physical form. Slowly move your fingers, wiggle your toes. Having a deep sense of gratitude to this relaxation. It is now time to bring your awareness onto your palms. Rub your palms together and gently place them over your eyes. Slowly open your eyes on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You may now release your palms and welcome back. Thank you, Masters.
Namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Yeah. Namaste, all my dear friends. We had a wonderful, wonderful, long meditation for the first time, probably in this batch, and by none other than our beautiful soul, Sneha. After sharing the wonderful wisdom by Dr. Ravali, I would like to compliment what she was talking before meditation. See, we were talking about belief system, right? Just think of now Dr. Ravali or Ashok. So she had chosen to be a doctor, medical doctor, maybe by parents or her own or combination, whatever way. But today, yes, having chosen, now the soul call is guiding. So that is why she is sitting here and talking about really Vedanta or real life itself, metaphysics and all that, right? And in the last few days, you would have observed while speaking, she is closing the eyes and talking. Have you seen doctors talking to the patients with eyes open, eyes closed? Or have you seen an IT guy like Ashok closing the eyes and talking? So what is happening here? This is all we have to observe. When you say watch, not watching breath with difficulty, no, watch everything, observe, then you get answers for your own. And we grow in that process by observing, observing, observing. And I said in the first class, Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. That's all they're all talking. They are experiencing that. So as per this soul's need and sharing. So change is the only constant factor, actually. How many of us are ready to change our belief system? So when you close the eyes, see, they are connecting to the source and talking. They are not talking from their left brain. This is coming from the right brain or subconscious. Programming is happening. That's why when you listen good things and all that, closing the eyes is so wonderful, Shavana, Manana. Because 80% of your distractions will go once you close. And when you sit in meditation now with guidance, music and all that, see, subconscious program is happening. But having said that, we have to continue to apply that. Abhyasena the kondeya. Everyday life, what I can do. Instead of theoretically understanding, going back to Google and, oh, what is that? This is wrong or that is right. Like everything wrong and right is again written by some other person only. So beyond that, just believe first. Yes, they have experienced something, they have shared something. Let me apply that. Let me see. Just sit in meditation. Then you get thoughts automatically. I just sat today, so the thought came to me like that. I should share something before you raise questions. So this was not planned. I took the privilege. So this is how things will happen. So she was talking about Abraham Lincoln, really, really motivating. You do not know, even she has spoken only 10% of his ending days, how much he suffered and what are all the things happened. Probably she must be knowing it, the stories. But still, he lived till the last breath. So stories are not lacking. There are hundreds of stories like this, but are we ready to listen and implement that, at least some part? See, I'm not claiming to be like Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, but that inspiration is always there. See, like Abdul Kalam, who was our former president. How many of you know his background? He was just a small, poor boy in the down south. I know the place. Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, near coast. He was eating in a Brahmin priest house. See, people talk about religion, fighting and all that. The chief priest of that place, Rameshwaram, his son and this boy, they were friends. And he used to go there and for food, even that boy's, that is priest's wife, used to give him as a Muslim boy, but they were olden days, you can understand, priest family. So like that, he has grown and he has even sold newspapers to come up. See, like that, he wanted to become a pilot. Like that's, you know, how he became what he became in the end. He became even president after that, but he became a scientist. And today, you know, all in India know about him like that. And in the end, you see how he lived. We have to make a footmark before you part with this body. He just left with a basic minimum, no assets to share, because whatever he was getting, he was only sharing throughout. Minimum needed was going on. Like that. So this is the motivation. We have to see to such people and what I can do, follow. I'm not telling just go to forest and like them, we have to live in this like a lotus. That we have to practice little by little. And talking about even today's Prime Minister, Modi, people make fun as chaiwala. Yes, he was a chaiwala. But how he became PM, and today the entire world appreciates him because the contribution, the pandemic, what happened? What is his contribution? There are always people find fault. We should stop that, like that in our own house, our surroundings, our workplace. We stop judging and start going in and see what is happening. Then you say wonders can happen, my dear friends. Little things. I don't follow 100% of what Patanjali or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa or Vivekananda, but I listen to that and little implementing. Now, my own belief system. Now, I just talking about. See, last 10 days back, I was away in Chennai for 4 days, and everything was AC there. Work going in car. It was a marriage function of relation, and AC marriage hall. Everything AC only. So I want to be in natural way only. So that once I came back, I got a lot of fever. My wife also, coughing and whatnot. Everything was there. But ask Ravali, my program was not supposed to be on 25th. I never said anything. 24th, I said yes. I just believed in myself, that is in the universe, I can. Did anyone notice that I was feverish? Both the days I had fever. In fact, years before, I don't know when I got fever before that. I have forgotten. I don't know. I never fever, but I experienced fever those days. Even now it is continuing little bit, but I have not stopped taking bath. I have not stopped anything. So as I said, I am not Ramana Maharshi or anything, but I just believed that, oh, okay, sickness is in the body, temperature, something else is there, it is okay. But I am powerful, I can do it. Yes, that enthusiasm, that energy. Now, Ravali, you can see the bundle of energy. Every time, anytime, you don't know, you are seeing only here. I know how much time she is spending being a housewife and sitting abroad, US and Indian time and changing, interacting with the modalists here in India. Like that. See, this is how belief system, once you change your thought, change your life. See how I am sitting now also, see the motivation. And I have not even used a bull and feather.
So lost your voice there. Yeah, permission, sir. We lost your voice. Can't hear you. Yeah. Okay, thank you for your motivation, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful talk that you have given. Yeah, we never know. Yeah. Sneha, ma'am.
Sneha, how long it takes for you to explain why worry story?
Why worry? Okay. Sir, you can give me 5 minutes. I'll just bring it up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, masters, if you have permission, sir, you can join from phone if you can. Somehow we lost your voice similarly like last time. So, masters, if anyone wants to share any experience, any learnings, anything, please do come forward and share any questions, anything. What's happening in day-to-day life? How are you applying anything you can share? It would be inspiring for others also to listen. That's the whole idea. Any questions?
Hey, Ravali, let me ask one thing. Okay, anyway, Anila Bandari, madam. Yep. Anila, madam, you are unmuted. Can you please?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for giving a nice, peaceful morning every day. Thank you, Dr. Ravali, ma'am, also. I just want to share something about my sister, sir. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. So actually, I just want to share about my sister. My sister, actually, they stay in Karimnagar. They have a lot of business like a bike showroom, ambassador showroom, lot of business. But suddenly, one day her father-in-law is expired, lost his left body. So suddenly her business came to zero. So all 10 years, actually, they could not manage the family. So every 2 months, we used to set up some business and and that business is not run properly. So till 10 years, it was the same problem. So one day I heard Patriji's Prabodhas. So he told that donating money, donating food, donating everything is, it stays for some time, and it does not stay for long time. But sharing wisdom and knowledge, it gives life to everyone. And suddenly I came to contact with JK sir, and I came to know about the Nijam hospital, how he struggled a lot for 25 years, and he brought the 350 spiritual tablets. So I thought I just want to change my sister because, and all these years she suffered with diabetes and hypertension also. I think for 2-3 years, and she used to use those tablets. But suddenly one day I thought like I thought I would lose her because every day she used to go into depression, and she used to not share with anything of personal issues or something like that. And I thought anyway I have to bring her out from those depressions and everything. So suddenly one day I got my spiritual tablet set of books, and on that day she was living to Delhi. So suddenly I gave those books to her. Okay, you read these books. Actually, before 1 year only, she started doing meditation. So after reading these books, and after when she reached Delhi, after 4-5 days only, she called to me. Akka, I'm staying so healthy and I'm very happy. These books are so good that, and I noticed the change in her voice. If before she used to talk in a low pitch, a low volume, and she used to be very unhappy also. But after hearing her voice, I came to know that okay, she's doing well now. Then after she came to Hyderabad, even she was taking tablets, but in 2-3 times she went into sudden hypoglycemia, and that was a dangerous issue. Actually, people who go into sudden hypoglycemia, they suddenly collapse. So I called her to Shadnagar 2-3 times, and I made her to do it continuous meditation in my pyramid. Actually, we constructed a pyramid for 7 to 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours. Like that, I made her used to do it, and automatically the dose was decreased. The diabetes tablet dose was decreased. Then she went to her room. Then after 2 months, she told her, Akka, I'm feeling very unhealthy. I don't want to use these tablets. So I told her, don't stop suddenly, okay? And I asked her to call. I called her to Sharnagar again. So I made her to stay here for 15 days. So daily, without taking tablet, I used to check her sugar levels. So for 15 days, I have checked her sugar levels, but everything was normal. So then we observed and we have taken to the diabetologist. So he told that no, there's no BP and no sugar. And today she's so healthy and so happy after taking the knowledge of spiritual tablets and after doing meditation. Today she is not taking any diabetes tablet or a hypertension tablets. I'm so happy that before I used to feel very sad for her, like I thought I will lose her, but now she's a very happy person, and she is happy with what she has today, like that. So this was a great thing happened, and this is a knowledge actually. Even though we learn from KG to PG, this knowledge type no one gives us. So I'm very grateful, and a lot of gratitude to Dr. JK sir for giving this knowledge and saving so many people. Thank you, sir. I thought it would be helpful to some people as a motivation.
Thank you, Anila ma'am, for people here. Anila ma'am is a doctor, she's a gynecologist. She has a hospital. Both husband and wife are doctors in Hyderabad. And this is a wonderful, what do you say, experience sharing coming from medical side. And see, experimenting and knowing for yourself is something which is very important. Then only, you'll start to know. Thank you, Anila. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Dr. Ravalli, I would like to add one thing to that. Actually, masters, Dr. Anila Madam and Dr. Ramesh sir and Anila Madam's husband, they both actually now starting an admission center for the spiritual tablets, and where they are going to take the inpatients and those who really wants to go through spiritual side to heal themselves. And apart from how they are actually guiding the patients through the English medicines, but they are also giving the spiritual tablets wisdom and how they are going to understand about their illness and how they are going to solve their problems. And they actually recently they dedicated one of their floor to spiritual tablets as an admission center. So great, thank you Anila madam, and thank you Ramesh sir for doing that, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ashok sir, Parmeshwaran sir, for doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Ashish, sir. Yeah, please come.
Ashish sir, you're unmuted.
Yeah, I have. Thanks. So once again, a beautiful experience today. So that's superb. And I want to share some of the changes that are happening in the last 7 to 8 days. So that is what I wanted to just share. One thing is that, see, we spoke about emotional equations, resistance and acceptance and all of that. And what I'm realizing is that within me, the resistance comes at such small things. Like just yesterday at my work, my the client said, let's have a meeting at 5:30, and I realized that I had a resistance that, oh, it's a Saturday, I wanted to do something else, and then I got that resistance. I got a little bit of irritation. I was able to notice that, and then I politely told him that it will not be possible, and then let's reschedule it, and he accepted it. It was very easy. And there are times when something my wife says and I feel get irritated, and then I notice, oh, I'm getting irritated. Let me just release it. So I'm seeing that, in the normal conversations, I'm getting that feeling of resistance and I'm releasing it. And now I'm actually seeing how this is has to be implemented on a day-to-day basis. So that's one experience I wanted to share. The other specific physical thing is that before the meditation, I was not able to sit on the floor like this for more than 5 minutes. I would get those numbness in my feet. Today it's day 13 and I'm sitting for 1.5 hours very easily. It's folded like this on the floor. So there are many things, but these are small things I'm observing. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ashish ji, for putting your experience. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're back,
Yes.
Ashish.
That's it.
You have made it.
Thank you, sir.
I can't do. That's why.
Nehaji, you wanted to go over with that one today, or we wanted to keep that one for later, and we can actually share that story. And we have a couple of stories that we are going to share from you.
Sure, sir. Like we can share it later on as well. I can properly.
Now, how long? Now, how long it takes for you to share this?
It's just 5 minutes, sir. Like not much.
Yeah,
more
let's go through that and close the session.
Okay. So thank you, Ashok sir, for bringing it up. And so for a moment, I was completely caught off guard, but now I'm able to actually recollect what it is. In one of our sessions, we had this story being shared. It is actually an extract from one of Gaur Gopal Das ji's work, from one of his books, Life's Amazing Secret, wherein he shares about a particular incident that happened with him. And that the incident is like, since Gaur Gopal Das ji does he gives many talks and many lectures. One of his videos suddenly went viral one day, and the meaning of that video of his was taken out of context. And in today's world, what happens is anything that is put up in a video is misinterpreted very easily. A different meaning is altogether drawn from it. So while Gaur Gopal Das ji was trying to go prepare himself for another lecture, that is the moment he was informed that certain video of his has gone viral and been taken out of context. And so what happened was, all of a sudden, he was taken aback, like how it is going to impact him. He went into that worry state of mind, and he started thinking about how it is going to impact me, what happens, and how people are going to interpret me, and this is not what I had done. So he felt worst, and he found multiple messages coming up onto that video, some with anger, some with hatred, and he was like, he could not understand for a moment that how that happened. So he decided to call off his lecture and ponder upon it for a while. He went into meditation, he came back, and then he realized that how is mind working, which is when he came up with this why worry format. And it helps us actually understand that this is what we have been also doing. A certain situation pops up, we get into so much thinking about it that, oh, I'm so worried that might be taken out of context. Oh, I'm so worried that what people will think about me. In this why worry chart, if you see, do you have a problem in life? If your answer is yes, ask yourself another question. Can you do something about it? If your answer again is yes, then you don't need to worry. Going back again to the first question, do you have a problem in life? If the answer is no, then you are straightforward to why worry? So this is a vicious cycle. Even if your answer is no, even if your answer is yes, you always end up at the state of why, then why worry? Over the time, we tend to forget that there is actually no need to be worried. And this is how it reminds us that even if there is a problem, we have a solution, then we need not worry. Even if there is a problem, we do not have a solution, and we have to let it pass, then also, why do we need to worry? So once this why worry concept came up to Gaur Gopal Das ji's mind after he actually thought upon it, it made it easier that there will be incidents wherein he will be going and sharing about what he has learned in his journey. He will be giving lectures. Some may be driven out of context. He cannot do anything about it, so he need not worry. This is what we also have to adapt in our life. That even if whatever, irrespective of the situations that we are in, if we have a solution to it, then we need not worry. And even if we are not having any solution for it at that particular moment, then also we need not worry and let it all pass. So this is the why worry chart that Ashok sir was just asking about.
Hurry, curry leads to worry. So stop hurrying. Okay, then mind your curries. Andhra dishes, yes, wonderful for the tongue, but is it good for your organs? Yes, mind temporarily, but long term. So worry. So worry is like that only starts. So hurry, reduce, pause, yellow light. Curry, moderate, yuktahara. Then worry, nothing can be done. Respond. That's all. Thank you. Right.
Thank
you,
you.
Sneha.
Thank you,
Thank you
Sneha.
for
Wonderful.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sneha, for bringing that one. It's really a simple concept, but it is a very powerful concept if we really start applying that one in our daily life. then so many worries is going to go away from our day-to-day life. So thank you very much, Neha.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So masters, with that said, it's already 10:15 for today, and we are going to close the session for today. And hope you all had a beautiful session and you enjoyed. So please try to apply whatever you are learning unto yourself, and so that is how actually you can see how you are progressing and what you are learning. And again, we are going to meet tomorrow with a beautiful guest speaker, Sridevi Madam, who has been traveling with the GK sir from the last 24 years. And she is one of the topmost enlightened person and also a senior counselor with the spiritual tablets. And her journey is a beautiful journey. And she is going to come today to give her guest speaker lecture. Okay, so please join and enjoy the session. And until that time, have a good day and have a good night, and see you all tomorrow. Thank you all.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, masters. Thank you.